Welcome to The Robots Are Coming, how to unleash the AI that you are already paying for in your organization. Go through Microsoft Copilot. And really the opportunity with this is going to show you a bit of a different way, not a bit of a different way, a completely different way to work. So Microsoft Copilot, to give you the example, to give you the background, was recently launched. It's available to a subset of people out there using the licenses that they're already paying for. And what it is it combines large language models, so i.e. ChatGPT is in the background, takes your data in the Microsoft Graph and Microsoft 365 and kind of pulls all that stuff together to do some pretty remarkable things. So like maybe you don't want to have to generate a Word document all by yourself.
Well, I mean, basically anything. If you're going to start off, let's say you want to write an SOP, or in this case, do a proposal. You've just had a meeting over the last couple of days. You've had recordings from the meetings. You've got notes that you've taken in your OneNote within your Microsoft suite. You can actually pop into your Copilot, give it the reference details of what you wanted to access and utilize, pick those up, drop those into the Copilot line and send it off. And then Copilot will go ahead and it will generate for you the first draft of your proposal, right? Which is super important, because if you go in and you do that, then you've just taken away, 20, 30 minutes of somebody going in and drafting points 1 through 500, adding all the different subsets, and it will utilize the information from the previous meeting by just selecting that file and dropping it in there. So then the AI will go in, read the meeting notes, read the recording notes, going and look at your action items, etc., and then build out the first version of that. And you can do all that legwork up front.
Now imagine if you could do a Teams meeting and you just turn that on so that Copilot will actually summarize a meeting for you, and then we'll do the meeting notes for you. And then your Microsoft Word, Copilot and Word will develop the proposal for you in the first draft of the proposal. Like we're potentially moving towards a world where we don't draft first draft of anything ourselves anymore. We're going to be able to use AI to do the first draft of Word documents, right? And then wait a second. So we have this Word document proposal, but we're going to be going into this meeting and we need a PowerPoint presentation. So I guess probably what we're going to have to do is do up our own PowerPoint presentation, right?
Well, oh, wait. Yeah. What a little bit of a launch on that one there.
Oh, look, there's our proposal that was done by AI. Let's turn it into a presentation. Oh my goodness.
30 seconds ago.
We now have a presentation for our meeting. We're ready to go.
Now again, it is the first draft though, right? We're not letting the machines take over and do whatever it wants. What we're going to do is have Copilot reference that presentation and the draft proposal that you had, and then it's going to generate the first draft of that slideshow for you. So no longer cutting and pasting pictures and rearranging things and creating 27 slides. You just have it created for you based on a proposal. And then you go back and you're like, okay, well, I like this, I don't like that. And then you augment.
So, but when somebody in your organization creates a proposal and you don't really like it, like you have to sort of be a bit careful and I'm not sure this quite hits the mark. Well, with the robots, you don't have to be careful. You just say, no, I want regenerate, do it again. I don't like this. This is crap. You can say whatever you want. They're robots. They don't care, right?
This is true. No sentiment there.
So there's a lot of people that work in Excel, right? And have all sorts of data and spend a lot of time manipulating data in Excel. And so here's a use case just to get your kind of thinking going here that, hey, we got this big spreadsheet, got maybe hundreds of lines of data. Hey, Copilot, can you interpret the data and the key trends that we're seeing from this spreadsheet? So instead of me spending the time trying to figure out the data, and you can even get Copilot to graph things for you and trend lines, graphs, charts, that sort of thing. And then we can spend our time thinking and figuring out what the actions are that we're going to take based on this data, as opposed to spending the time putting the data together. Super cool, right?
Very impactful for the business.
Jermaine, do you think anybody struggles with email overload?
Well, you know what? I think everybody does. I mean, we've asked this tons of times in polling as well. People are like, yeah, we hate email. Email takes forever. You want to draft something really nice. So let's throw Copilot into your email. I would like to create a great example of, hey, I want to have a nice thank you email whipped up for my staff. They've done a great job. Oh, thank you, Brendan, for sending me that email today. I appreciate it very much. Hey, Jermaine, you've done a wonderful job this last quarter. I really appreciate blah, 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 blah. Here are all the key metrics and so forth. Very nice, very nice. But you can just throw that into Copilot and have Copilot draft the email for you. If you don't like what you see, again, you just hit the regenerate, or you want to adjust the email. Say, hey, I want this to be warmer and friendly as opposed to cold and authoritarian. And then it'll give you a little bit of extra in there, and it might add some sunshine and flowers to the words and make things seem a lot better. So now, instead of drafting emails and spending hours going through the thing on a daily basis, what was it, 8 hours, one full day out of your week, just drafting and sending email, you can go ahead, read the email, hit the generate, tell it what you want it to do, get a nice proposal, a nice email set up, send off to everyone, right? And our team, I mean, there are people on our team, if they've sent you an email, Brendan can tell you, there's a likely.
Well, I'm not going to say who on our team is doing it, but we have at least one person on our team that is generating a lot of emails through Copilot to send out, and you would never know. You would think that they're all personal and that sort of thing. Okay, so I want to get to teams and then just show a couple other examples. So where you can bring it all together into teams, and you can use the Copilot add-in in Teams and use that natural language processing to basically say, here's what I want to do. I want you to do the following, and it's amazing the capability. You can just, hey, why don't you summarize what is happening with this client, or summarize a meeting, or summarize the back and forth, or like give me the Coles notes, right? And Teams is the front end of the Microsoft platform, the 365 platform, right? It has access to everything, and it can be your input to really leverage that AI.
Yeah, and that would be awesome, because then you come on you do a meeting through Teams. You have the recording. Copilot then gives you the summary of the meeting. It gives you the action items out of the meeting, and then it's shared with everyone in that meeting. And then you can access and go ahead and edit and everything for those documents. And it's all within your SharePoint and your Microsoft 365 tenant space.
Imagine this: you miss a meeting, and you can read the summary and the action items from the meeting, and you don't feel like you need to re-meet with somebody else, right? Or you don't need a briefing. You got the meetings right there. You know everything that's happened. And that's just another example of the power of this Copilot engine. It's